Hello, Robert's train set here. I know it's a shock, I'm talking. What you see in front of you are all my locomotives. Actually on the table where the train set was. If you haven't seen my first two videos, it might be worth watching those first before watching this different video. The reason there's no train set on my table is because I've disassembled it and stored it, which is what I wanted to do. So what I thought I'd do next is we'll go and look at my computer screen and I will show you some photos from the beginning. I hope you find it interesting. Anyway, let's start. So a little bit of manoeuvring and down we go. And as you can see, I've got a photograph there. I shall just pan in a bit. There we are. I think that will probably do it, won't it? See all the photo. So this is the first part of my model railway. Put an order into Hattons in Liverpool, and this is the box that arrived. In my eager anticipation I opened it before I took the photo, but never mind. So we'll carry on to the next one, and sorry about the blurring. I'm not a great photographer, but I'm enjoying doing this. This being my third video, so please watch my first two before maybe watching this, but you don't have to. So that's what was inside the box. And there's some more of it. The big box at the back is the Majestic train set, which is what I started off as a starter set. And you can see some other bits and pieces that I ordered. There we are. So this is the first level of the box for the Majestic, and as you can see there's the A1 engine. There are three carriages wrapped up in tissue, the box for controlling the train set through the computer, and other various bits and pieces. A transformer, which is quite important, I suppose. And the second level is obviously track, the Class 47 and the 4 goods vehicles, and even a buffer for the points and the lead. This is the board that I made to take the train set on. I always knew I wanted to put it on the table and be able to disassemble it, basically, take it apart and store it. And that's the track mat you get with the train set. This is a MIDI mat, and I always plan to use this as my scenery, basically. So, as you can see, it's now stuck to the board, obviously with the joints cut through where it was announced. And there's a track. That's what came with the train set, with the exception that I did get one track pack which had the level crossing in and part that's a bit more siding stuff. And that's what it looks like when it's split apart. As you will see later in the photos, I have, since doing this, put an extra piece in the middle, which has made it a lot bigger and a lot more usable. Yes, 500mm. It's basically Conti board, bought from B&Q, with what we call in the trade biscuits. They're basically a slot in each bit with a wooden, I don't know, what would you call it, an oval, elongated oval. The white material under the board that you can see is non-slip mat, bought from a pound shop to protect the table from a thing and to stop it sliding as well. There we are, there's a closer look. I had trains running. There's a level crossing with the chair behind and a train rushing up past. I'm learning, Zoe. And there's another. And another. The cables all down the side are to connect the decoders for the points to where they need to go. But I have since tidied this up and it's no longer all those cables, which you probably see in later photos. And there's a train again. This was my attempt to take some slow motion, which I can do on my camera. I think the problem was I didn't have enough light, so it's quite an eerie picture really. This train was travelling reasonably fast when I took the picture, as was that crane, and obviously the loco coming towards you and the carriages going away. I didn't learn, I took a few more of these and yes, there we are. So there we are, on the table, chairs round, and basically the little jinty on the circuit just to check that it all runs, which it did, obviously. Another view, and if you can see I've actually got the station on, I think, haven't I? Yeah, I certainly have there. So they're my two initial stations that I bought with the original order, and the loading bay in this corner, which really in a way is my engine shed, but whatever, isn't there anymore. It's moved to a different place. So I was getting on here. I've got some buildings that I built. The block of flats at the back is a free kit from 3DF that you can look online, which I learnt about through Budget Model Railways, which I thank them very much for. And obviously the signal box and the little semi-detached, which is basically one of the station buildings off my station sets, came in the initial order. And then I bought a few trucks and whatever, and signals, as you can see. This is the A1 from the original set, with some carriages that aren't, but whatever. And just views of the layout. The back scene is a photograph I took quite a few years ago in the Isle of Wight with my Panasonic camera, the one I'm using at the moment, and it basically can take a panoramic view, which I did, and I've printed this out and reversed it and printed it out and reversed it, and that's my back scene, which works reasonably well. I did do it in gloss because I wanted it to be a bit more hardy than because it's going to be moving about and sitting about. So that's why you get the reflections. But never mind, gives you a reasonable idea. So more views, more views, more views. The engine at the back there that you see, the blue one, is the Class 40, which I bought, which is a railroad Hornby, very well priced. Hattons still do them, I'm pretty sure, so have a look. Not a huge amount of detail, but they look for business. So there we are. So you can see it's growing. And there we are. So I think we slip from here. No, we're still there. More views. More views. Right, this is a bit different. I knew there was a special train coming to my local station, and it had a 47 on it. So I thought, well, I've got a 47, I better get a picture of a proper one. So there we are. The West Coast Class 47, called Pulling the Mayflower. And at the other end was a Class 37. And in the future I may just put a little bit of video of this pulling out of the station to actually go to the sidings, because the passengers had a few hours to have a look around my local town. And I also got some pictures from my even nearer local station of the Class 47 coming towards us, which I may book. I can't obviously do any commentary because I can't edit. There we are. There's an interested person looking at something. I wonder what he's looking at. This is the view in the cab, albeit with rather dirty windows. And another one, a bit closer. and this is on the side of the loco, and that loco was over 50 years old, as you can see by this plaque. And there's the Class 47 on my circuit, called Lindisfarne. It's quite a nice name, up in Northumberland. More views. More views. The green locomotive is a Thompson L1. The Hornby one with the funny front bogie, which looks a bit weird sometimes. And at this stage the layout is growing. I've got a siding that was a siding which is now a loop, and the platform that you can see, the curved platform with the bigger building on, I made that completely out of beer boxes, and did what I needed to do. And the station building on top is another D3DF building, which are very reasonably priced. Quite a bit of work to make them, but I did enjoy it. Right, we've now jumped forward to only a few weeks ago, when I'd inserted my extra 500mm into my layout. But in fact this was taken recently when I was disassembling it all. So that's what the basic layout is all about. As you can see, it's grown quite a bit from what I started with. Basically by just looking and maybe having some track. I did buy an extra Tornado train set from Argos, which obviously had track and points, and I just used it to find out what I could do and what I couldn't, and that's what's in. And it's not ideal, but it does work. I can get my trains on and run them between the tracks and whatever. And if you've seen the first couple of videos that I did, you'll see that. Okay. They're the hooks that hold the actual joints together. They're not really tight, they're just there to stop it coming apart. And again. Track mat. Yes, it's a track mat. Not as we know it. There are actually 4 track mats here that I cut and stuck on and did what I did. I did obviously did the linings for the centre lines and that ever. Made a new level crossing opening, and the 3 lines running on the right hand side of the photo, which haven't got track mat on my fiddle yard, which if you've seen the other 2 videos, you will realise there is like an embankment to hide it a bit. Right, there's the train set stacked away in its bits. The pots are to catch the water when I get little drips sometimes from the roof of this conservatory. Not a problem. And again, sorry about the out of focus. I don't know. Oh, that's a little bit better. And there's my dining room table back again. I can have my Christmas dinner in comfort and warmth, because the conservatory is not that warm at this time of year unless I put the heater on. And again, and it's quite a big room without the boarding. The chair's back. What train set? I can't see a train set, can you? Anyway, there we are. That's the end of my photos for the time being. I will be posting some more videos in the next few weeks, perhaps up to Christmas, I don't know, which I've taken previously before I started this channel. So please take them as they come. They will have problems with them and whoopsies and whatever, because I cannot edit it. And I hope you enjoy them. Bearing in mind they weren't taken for YouTube, they were just taken for me to see what it's like. I also do have another camera as opposed to the Panasonic that this is being filmed on, which is a Polaroid Q Plus, I think it's called, which was recommended by Chadwick, TMD as it was at the time. I think it's Chadwick Model Railway now, which I thank him for. I bought one and they do quite a good job, and there are some driver views and some other views. and a quirky one. I wanted to see what it was like if you were in the cab of an A1 looking through the little window, the little triangular window at the front of the cab. So I've got a little video where I sort of represented that. It's not great, but it gives you a different view of it. Anyway, must sign off now, and I've got some shopping to do, and I've got to get this posted. And I wish everybody that sees this video a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And to be honest, if you don't see it, I still wish you a happy Christmas, because it's that time of year. Anyway, we'll post more videos, and when I get the railway up and running back on the table, I will do some more normal ones with the trains running. Anyway, bye bye.